Hello everyone. So here in this problem we have to evaluate limit x tends to 1 root x minus 1 whole upon cube root of x minus 1. Now before starting the solution, let's observe the given limit. So here limit x tends to 1 and the function which is given here is algebraic function. So whenever we have algebraic function, that time we always start with direct method. So let's assume this given limit as L, which is x tends to 1 root x minus 1 upon cube root of x minus 1. Now let's apply direct method. So in direct method we'll substitute this value 1 directly in the given function. So here we'll get L as square root of 1 minus 1 upon cube root of 1 minus 1, and this will give us 0 upon 0, which we call as indeterminate form. So in limit, whenever we get 0 upon 0 or indeterminate form by direct method, we say direct method fails. So here the direct method fails, and now to evaluate this limit we have to use some other method. So let's observe the given term again. So I am rewriting the term. So L is x tends to 1 root x minus 1 upon cube root of x minus 1. Now if you will see the numerator, we have a square root with x, and in the denominator we have cube root of x. Now here, due to this square root and cube root, we cannot find out the factors. But to get the factors of this term, if we'll do a particular type of substitution, then definitely we can find out the factors. Now how to decide the substitution? So let's observe the power of x. So in the numerator we have root x, and root x is nothing but x raised to half. Similarly in the denominator we have cube root of x, which is nothing but x raised to 1 by 3. Now if you will see the power, that is 1 by 2 and 1 by 3, and if we will find out the LCM of this 2 and 3, then we will get 6. So what we'll do is, here instead of this x we will substitute t raised to 6. So here I'll say put x equal to t raised to 6. But since we are changing this x to t raised to 6, this limit will also change from x to t. So now x tends to 1. So when I'll substitute this 1 over here, I will get 1 equal to t raised to 6. So here I'll say as x tends to 1, this t will also tend to 1, because when I'll substitute x as 1 over here, here we'll get 1 equal to t raised to 6, and by taking 6th root on both sides we'll get t equals to 1. Hence I am writing t tends to 1. So we'll substitute t tends to 1 here in place of x tends to 1. For x we will substitute t raised to 6. So therefore we will get L as limit t tends to 1, root x will become root of t raised to 6 minus 1, and cube root of x will become t raised to 6 minus 1. Now let's find out the value. So t raised to 6 raised to half by law of indices will give us t raised to 3, and t raised to 6 raised to 1 by 3 will give us t raised to 2. So it will become limit t tends to 1. This is t cube minus 1 upon t square minus 1. And now we can find out the factors for t square minus 1 as well as for t cube minus 1. And for that we will use two formulas. So the first formula is a square minus b square, which is a minus b into a plus b. And the second formula is a cube minus b cube, which is a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square. So by applying these formulas, we will get limit t tends to 1. This will become t minus 1 t square plus t plus 1 upon this will become t minus 1 t plus 1. After this we can cancel t minus 1 from both numerator as well as denominator and will rewrite the remaining terms. So therefore L equals to limit t tends to 1 t square plus t plus 1 upon t plus 1. And in these terms we can apply direct method, so that we will get L as 1 square plus 1 plus 1 whole divided by 1 plus 1, and it is nothing but 3 upon 2. So hence the value of limit is 3 upon 2. Thank you.